Hello and welcome, my beautiful, vibrant souls. Welcome back to our old friends. Welcome to my new friends who are here for the first time. And welcome all around to this week's Astrocast. This is going to be covering the week of February 14th, 2022 through February 20th, 2022. Side note, little disclaimer here. Sorry if you can hear, my dog is on the floor next to me and she is just like, she just ate dinner and she's just rolling around in place like one of those like hot dogs at a gas station that just continuously turns and like cooks that way. So she's my little gas station hot dog right now. So sorry if you can hear her like squirming around and like slapping her tail on the floor and all this other good stuff, but she's having a good time. So everybody say hi, Spooky. So yes, anyway, for those of you who are unfamiliar with astrocasting, what it is and how it works, where, as you can see, I have this lovely circular grid in front of us. This represents the 12 houses of the zodiac. So these are the different areas of, excuse my burp, the different areas of life. And what I like to do for each week is I pull from these cute, teeny little tiny tarot cards. Like, let's look at this. Who we have here? Oh, this is like the little list 6 of cups. Look at. Making sure it's in the frame because I'm super good at doing that wrong. So back up, Sinessa. We reach in, blindly pull tarot cards, and then fling them onto the board and see where they landed. This is the energies that are kind of unfolding in the major areas of life this week that you can expect. So I am going to be referencing this with a traditional kind of wheel of the zodiac, but keep in mind that this may play out differently for you based on your personal astrology. So your personal house placements, if you have any planets in the houses referenced, and the interplanetary aspects. If you are looking for an astrocast for yourself, whether it's, the week ahead, month ahead, etc., please feel free to DM me. I don't currently offer it as like a, standard reading in my shop, but if I get enough custom requests, because I do custom orders, or if there are like a lot of comments on these videos, I will add it in the future. Sorry, my dog is just being 108% ridiculousness today. My other dog is asleep asleep across the room, and he's on his back, and he gives absolutely zero shits. But this little dog of mine, she's just crazy. Okay, I won't babble on about her for too long. So yes, this is how it works. This is what we're doing. I think we're ready to look at the week ahead. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, and now my cat is getting into it. Nugget, don't do it. God. Oh my God. Usually I keep my door closed while I'm recording, specifically so stuff like this doesn't happen. But I was like, oh, I miss them. I want to see them right now. And they all just they were dead silent, and they all just started going nuts the second I started recording. So must be the energy. Anywho, let's get started. So week ahead. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day whenever this is finding you. I hope you're having a good Valentine's Day celebration, or if you're going to celebrate tomorrow, and a good Valentine's Day then. Oh, I want this one, and then I want to just, bam. I'm doing this with my eyes closed, so I can't see where it is. But what do I want here? I want this one. Boom. If I miss and any don't land on the board, well, I think I would know that because it would hit the velvet and it wouldn't make sound. But, all right. Wow, we have a lot today. Oh, okay. Oop. Sorry, little jar. Okay, so let me just flip the cards and see what we have. Okay, so in the second house, we have, so when cards come out sideways like this, very clearly sideways, I'll either usually read these as like, they could be either upright or reverse, but generally I kind of tend to read them more upright. I tend to read them more positively. I'm not saying upright is always more positive, but that's how I'll usually tend to read it. So in the second house, if I stop dropping shit, we have the Strength card. Can you guys see that? I always hold it in the wrong area. So we have the Strength card, and we have the thing I can't pick up, the Moon reversed. You see? Yeah. So Leo energy represented. I always read the moon as Cancer's energy, but some people read it as Pisces. Both are valid, but my way is best. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm feeling sassy and saucy today. I have my little mason jar full of coffee. I don't give two shits. So yeah, here we are. So yes, in the fifth house we have, the 8 of Cups. That was upright. When it's like this and it's very clearly upright, or if it's very clearly reversed, I'll read them as is. But, and then, well, in the 6th house, but somewhat in the 7th house, we have the Ace of Swords reversed. All right, I'm going to put that predominantly in the 6th house. Okay, and pretty much, so we have this 2 of Cups reversed bordering the 8th and 9th house, but it's kind of toward the middle, and I'm kind of feeling this is going to be closer to the middle, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. So yes, like I said, you know, we have Leo energy and then Cancer/Pisces showing up here. So where do I want to go with this first? Okay. I feel like these two are tied into one another, and we'll talk about that. And I feel like the Ace of Swords for some of you is also tied into the situation, and these are its own situation here. So first of all, I'm going to start with your 2nd house. This is what's under the Leo card. Just trust me, that's what it's there. It's between 1 and 2, or 1 and 3. Damn it, I failed my own joke. Shit, it wasn't even a good one. It's a little touch of chaos here today. Okay, so there's a situation with this being in the 2nd house. There could be a situation with work, with your finances, with your material well-being, something that you own, something like a material possession like your car. It's something that you put value in, something that gives you a sense of security. The 2nd house can also deal with how we value things in general, especially at a more internal level, how we value ourselves. And so there's a situation where I feel like you've had to be very, very patient with the Strength card. I feel like this has been a situation, you know, again, this could be at work. This could be like if some of you are trying to buy a house, because we do have this kind of Cancerian maternal energy of the moon here. I feel like there's something where you were afraid it wasn't going to work out. You know, because the moon upright can really talk about our fears, not being able to see the path clearly, kind of having to just go on our intuition and blind faith. Can you guys hear that? I get my dog's nails get trimmed on a regular basis, and she's due for a nail trim soon, but now it just sounds like she's tap dancing on my floor. It's like insane. So sorry, Spooky, but it does sound like that. So I'm sorry, I know you guys can't see, but she's like army crawling toward the door really slowly and really lazily. This is like okay, I'm done. This is just really funny. Okay. Let me regain my very limited composure. But yeah, there's a situation regarding something that I feel like you've been hoping for, because I want to cross my fingers for a second. So like you've really been hoping for, this is something that, like I said, might provide you a sense of security, or this is something where you really invested a lot in it. And I feel like you've done it in your own unique, special way, right? With it being the 2nd house, that's kind of your talent. That's like your thing that you're really, really good at. And that's like, you know, this is partially why like the 2nd house can talk about career, because it's like the thing that you do, and that you derive some type of value from, or people value you for. Excuse my burp. But in this situation, I do kind of feel like this is a material thing, and you've had to wait for a long time. I feel like you've had to really overcome a lot of fears. Excuse me. For some of you, you're going to be buying your first home. And this is something where you may have kind of wondered if you were ready to be a homeowner. You know, securing the loan may have been a little difficult. For some of you, you've been kind of on the fence, like with like the closing process with a home that you were really, really hoping for. And I feel like it's had like a lot of obstacles. Like maybe you put in an offer and somebody else's offer got accepted first, and then that offer got dropped. And like, you know, it feels like it's been back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And there's been this fear and this mystery around, will I get it? Will I not? And I feel like you've had to kind of like make peace with the process. Sorry, my dog is ridiculous. Really make peace with the process, because there are mountains in the background of the Strength card. So right, you've had a lot of obstacles in securing whatever this is. For some of you, you're waiting to see if you got a promotion at work, and I feel like you'll be hearing about it this week. But anything regarding your material security, something that would make you feel secure. I feel like this is an accomplishment for you too. This is a milestone in some way, shape, or form. This might be something that the fear surrounding it is rooted in a family experience. So like there might be self-worth issues that you've had to really overcome. For instance, if this is buying your first home, if you struggled a lot with material instability in childhood, this is like, you know, maybe you're the first person in your family to own a home, and it's like, it's a big deal. So whatever this is, and even just the process of having to overcome your fears and kind of, you know, really stay grounded in your heart-centered truth, what you want, believing that the universe wants to bring you what you desire, that you are deserving of it. That's a process that's really, it's like part of your spiritual maturation process. And it's really like, I'm hearing like help you come full circle. You've really grown as a result. And that's why this manifestation is coming into being this week. Excuse me. Specifically with the not new moon, the other one, the full moon coming up this week. This might be something that the process for this started 6 months ago, or you've been working on this for the last 6 months and you're finally getting this situation, like, you know, like you're getting some type of like decision, some type of contract, some type of like what you were desiring is coming into fruition, is what I was trying to say. Now, we have this situation going on here. So I want to talk about this triad here in a couple different ways. For some of you, because the 5th house, one of the things it can talk about is romance. For some of you, there is this partnership with the 2 of Cups. If I could pick it up. There we go. You see? Can you see? Hang on, let me peek. Yay, you can. Okay. There's this partnership, and this is a soulmate contract. This is a soulmate relationship. This is something where I feel like it started out very reciprocally. Your feelings were very mutual. It's not that your feelings aren't mutual. I feel like the effort was mutual. With the caduceus here, I feel like there's a lot of healing. You and this person have a lot of mutual admiration and respect for one another, even now. But I feel like this has not been without its challenges recently. I'm getting the feeling for a lot of you, this is more of like a longer term relationship or like situation connection. So this is something that has been, you know, in your life in a factor. I'm hearing for like 2 years or more, like not for everybody, but it's like you've been at this for a minute. This isn't somebody that, you know, you've dated and you're waiting to see if they'll commit, like, or, you know, it's not like you're like dating a couple months and you're like, okay, are we going to be exclusive now? It's not like that. This feels like somebody we've really invested a lot in. This is somebody who, because it's bordering the 8th and the 9th house, has really helped you transform, and you've done the same for them. You have a very spiritual connection with this person. And I think it's interesting that even though it was bordering the 8th and 9th house, it was very close to the middle. I realized I accidentally pushed it down a little bit, but it's very close to the middle. So I feel like really at the center of your week, there's the focus of this relationship. You're really going to be thinking about it, especially with the Ace of Swords reversed. I feel like you're going to be deeply in thought and like contemplating. Okay, there goes my dog. Spooky. Don't do that. Sorry guys. She's looking like she wants to eat stuff that she should not. Okay, now she's leaving. Sorry, spooks. But I feel like the trajectory, the story arc, I guess, for lack of a better term, of this connection is really going to be at the forefront of your mind this week. I feel like you're going to be seeing it in a new, I was going to say a new light or a new perspective, but I almost said new dimension. There's going to be like this added, like very weighted spiritual perspective on this connection, especially with the 9th house energy, is I feel like you're going to be going through a big shift. You know, the 8th house can really talk about endings and beginnings, as well as like intimate mergers. And I really think you're going to be kind of contemplating how much you've invested with this person, how much they've invested with you. For some of you, you are debating whether or not to stay with this person, or whether or not to like push to take things to the next level or let each other go. And I feel like it could go either way if that's the situation you're in. For some of you, you're deciding with the Ace of Swords in the 6th house if you want to move in with this person, or if you want to start seeing them much more often than you do. And I don't feel like that's a decision you're going to have settled by the end of the week. But this is what you're going to be contemplating a lot. I do have to say it because we have the 8 of Cups here as well. We have the 5th house, and this can talk about romance. So for some of you, excuse me, this connection is one where there may have been a lot of passion, a lot of romance. You may have been like kind of dating this person for a really, really long time. This is, if you'll excuse me, this is kind of shit or get off the pot energy. And I feel like with the Eight of Cups here, for some of you, you are going to be walking away from this person, or they might be walking away from the relationship. But again, I feel like it's very, very mutual, because we have the Two of Cups reversed. So if there is a dissolution of a connection, it's very mutual. You both kind of are like, okay, let's agree to go our separate ways. I don't really feel like there's a lot of fighting. There might be sadness. There might be kind of like a little bit of, you know, a little bit of grief, kind of heavy heart. But I feel like, because the person on the Eight of Cups always walks away from the 8 cups they've invested so much in order to get to the 9 and 10 of cups, to their, you know, their personal, you know, wish come true, and then their total emotional fulfillment, right? And I feel like if you are in this place and you're contemplating this, you might be deciding to go your separate ways, and it's because you want each other to be happy. You respect each other enough, and you've kind of done so much healing together, so much transformation together, that I feel like it's like, it's a peaceful parting, because it's not like you're, you know, there's not animosity, there's an anger, there's no like cheating or stuff like that. This feels like you've grown a lot, both of you as people, and you've just grown in different directions. And I feel like there's going to be the recognition of that this week, whether or not you make that final decision or communicate about that or not. Now, the last thing I'm seeing for some of you, because the 5th house can also talk about our passions and our hobbies, our inspirations. I feel like for some of you, there was something that you've really been trying to make this into a full-time gig with the 5th house and the 6th house. You've really been trying to get something off the ground. This might be like with the Ace of Swords, this might be a blog, a content channel, you're trying to write a book. And this is something where I feel like you've poured your heart out into this. And you've really done a lot. And I feel like because there was a really big spiritual pull to do this, and it kind of has this like sunken cost fallacy sort of energy, where it's like, well, I've already invested so much in this, and you know, I felt so strongly called to do this before. It used to bring me such joy before, but now it's not really doing it anymore, right? There's this kind of like fogginess, this like lack of clarity, this lack of understanding about what you need to be doing, because the 6th house can talk about that mind, body, spirit balance, right? It's our daily routines, it's our health, it's how we kind of stay grounded and balanced. And I feel like this is a thing that used to bring this to you, and that doesn't really fulfill you anymore. I feel like you've been working at it and laboring at it for a while, and it's just not really working for you. So for some of you, you're going to be thinking about whether or not it's time to abandon the project or this job. If you started a business, whether or not it's time to kind of either, you know, really reduce the amount of clients you're taking, the hours you're working, or to step away from it entirely. Because I feel like this combination in like a spiritual path, work, hobbies kind of scenario is really, really going to be based on reevaluating your spiritual path. And it's not because you've done anything wrong either. I really want to say that. It's because you've grown. This is the biggest thing I see with this combination here, is that you've really grown, and it's okay that the spiritual outfits that used to fit you don't fit you anymore, right? Like, that's okay. It doesn't mean that they weren't for you. It doesn't mean that you did anything wrong or you did a bad job. You just grew, you know, you grew. And now you're ready for something different, ready for something new. But we can't get those new things that are meant for us until we let go of the old things that no longer fit us, right? So I feel like this week there's going to be a lot of you are going to be contemplating things like this in terms of, again, you know, relationships, romance, spiritual calling, career path, etc. And you're going to be kind of going through this reevaluation process, kind of like really cutting away the layers, getting down to the core of the issue. If any of you have been kind of like really resisting this, really kind of like pushing, like, no, I have to keep going on this path, I feel like this is kind of the week you're going to be like surrendering to the guidance that Spirit's trying to give you. So big week ahead. Thank you guys for your patience with the crazy stuff at my house. But yeah, thank you so much for being with me. I hope this was helpful for you. If you need help with a specific situation in your own life, feel free to check out my shop link in the description box below. But with that, have a happy, healthy, and safe week, and I'm wishing y'all the best and brightest things that life has to offer. Take care. Bye.